Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. And so I'm going to be making just a quick announcement right now that this probably will be my last video. I've been at this actually since May 3rd of 2019, a little over 5 years. And unless something comes up that would motivate me otherwise, I feel that I have did everything that I've originally wanted to do or had the objective of doing. The objective of my channel was pretty much to show how one individual's worldview is not what it claims to be. Definitely not. It's on its own terms, completely incoherent. So anyway, I feel I've achieved that, as well as many other people. Multiple people have already exposed this individual's worldview for what it is. And so with that, I'm going to get to the subject of this video. And what I wanted to do, this is going to be a little similar to my previous video, which I think I had it was titled something like a demolition of his worldview, something like that. It was my trailer video. So this will become my new trailer video. Basically, this is going to be covering a lot of the same of what I already did before, but I'm going to eliminate some of it. I'm not going to be doing this from the perspective of somebody who has never heard of his worldview. This is going to be more for people that are already familiar with what he said, the claims that he's made, and I'm going to skip over a lot of different things that I previously said. Also, I'm going to be showing a little bit of Bahnsen, okay, and I'm going to end it by showing how this particular worldview is on its own terms and by its own claims and statements. It cannot be a coherent worldview. So I'm going to first play a couple clips from Greg Bahnsen.
One of them, not giving full allegiance and loyalty to one of them. It's impossible to serve two masters. It's impossible for you to have two ultimate authorities in your reasoning, two ultimate authorities guiding your life and conduct. You cannot serve two masters.
Answered your question. Now, since you are the ultimate authority, but what that means is God cannot be. There cannot be two ultimate authorities. So,
okay, so in this sense, we do have two statements which are fairly similar. Both Bahnsen and Darth Dawkins are saying that there cannot be two ultimate authorities. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this particular God that Darth Dawkins often speaks about. We're going to be looking at some of the characteristics. Most of them will be the characteristics which he speaks about more often than not. And they could be considered also the indispensable or most dominant characteristics. Okay? So what I've did here is I've made a very short list, but these are things that are the most often, I think, that he uses when he describes this particular biblical Christian God. It's a supreme being, it's ultimate, it is a transcendental necessity, it is eternal, and it cannot be false. So there cannot be two gods in his worldview that have those properties. There cannot be two supreme beings. There cannot be two ultimates. Also, there cannot be, since he says that God is a worldview, there cannot be two worldviews, ultimate worldviews, or supreme worldviews. Okay? Now, what we do from these 5, and by the way, this could be a much longer list, but just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to go by just these 5. And basically what I did in the last video, I'm going to do it here now, is I'm going to expand on this characteristics of this particular God. So how would I do that? I would do that by going to different videos where he is mentioning, for example, the first one, Supreme Being. So I'm going to look at different videos where he talks about that particular Supreme Being. And by the way, I have multiple search tools, many very good search tools. Right now, after 5 years, I have a huge database. I have very good search tools. Normally, far more often than not, if somebody needs me to look up something, or if I need to look up something, I can find it in just a few seconds. Usually more than one entry, multiple entries, just by using keywords or whatever characteristic. In this example, I'm just using these attributes. Now, for example, in one of the search tools that I have, I entered the word Supreme Being, and it came up with 93 different, I want to say the word citation or quotes. Some of them may be duplicates, but if I'm getting 93, I can achieve what I'm trying to achieve. All right, and again, I'm going to read off the first one that came up. Okay, this is a quote. This is Darth Dawkins. He's asking a question. He says, do you believe in a supreme being who is eternal, without beginning, uncaused, and that he is the source and the basis of why anything at all exists? Okay, the second one, he's talking with another different individual. And this time, I'm just going to paraphrase, but he describes this supreme being as being the ground of all existence. Okay, I'm going to go one more. The supreme being, he is the creator. He exists unconditionally, non-dependent, non-derivatively, uncaused. And so those are the 3 in that case. So just from using these 5 characteristics or attributes, if I look at each one separately and I look at different videos, what I'm basically doing is I want to use the word connecting the dots, which I've used before. So that's all this is. It's just connecting the dots. It's looking at cases where he uses, where he describes this God, and you just make a list as I did, and then from that you can make another list, which will show different attributes that he uses to describe this particular God. Now, the key thing to remember, these attributes are speaking about the Christian God or the biblical God. I'm not concerned about Zeus, Atlas, or any other, excuse me, any other hypothetical or other false gods, even some of the false gods that are listed in the Bible. For this video, I'm not interested in them, because remember, what I'm trying to show is what Darth himself, how Darth would describe his particular God that he believes in, which is only one supreme being or one ultimate God. That's the one I'm looking at. That's the one I need to look at. So in my last video, what I did, I took a long time to go through these attributes, looking over hundreds of documents or hundreds of different videos to come up with this list. And so what I found when I went through this is that there was one characteristic that he mentioned on multiple occasions. I'm going to let you hear that right now. And by the way, when I entered this into one of my search tools, it came up with 43 different instances. But here are some of those. I'm providing maybe, I don't know, maybe a dozen or about maybe 15. Here are some of those.
How it is there is no eternal creator God. Or you believe that there is not an ultimate eternal creator God. In that, yeah, okay, now, well, here's the problem, okay? You are saying that an eternal creator God does not exist, that there is an eternal creator who created all things, that there is no eternal creator God. Do you believe there's an eternal creator who has instituted all? Do you believe that there is an eternal creator God? Who is the eternal creator of all things that are not himself? Independence from God as eternal creator? You're a poor. Do you accept that the God of the Bible is the eternal creator and sustainer of it? Either you hold that there's an eternal creator that has established, that God is the ultimate eternal creator of everything that is not God.
Do or do not
assert that, to acknowledge that there's an ultimate eternal creator God?
No, I never said those words.
Okay, so we know that there is an eternal creator who created all things. And if there's an eternal creator who created all things, the supreme being who is the eternal creator of everything that is not himself. Now, do you have a positive belief that such an entity necessitates referencing God as eternal creator? Then they all do. That there's an eternal creator who's created this world, and he's imposed that the world rationally, undeniably.
Okay. Now, by the way, remember that Darth Dawkins had said on more than one occasion, and I actually include this at the tail end of many of my videos. Darth Dawkins made the statement that he only speaks from the Christian worldview, or that he only argues from the Christian worldview. He has also said that one cannot, from the auspices of a different worldview other than the one that you hold, you cannot do that, because that would be a violation of your own principle. It would be because each worldview is mutually exclusive, and every other worldview other than your own is going to represent a contradiction to your own worldview. So, depending on which version of Darth you're listening to, because he has also said otherwise. He has said things that are contrary to what I just said, but for this video, I'm going to go with the Darth version that's saying that you have to operate from the auspices of your own worldview, which he refers to as the Christian worldview, and I'm going to go by the statement that what he has said many times, that he only speaks and or argues from his specific worldview. Now, I'm going to focus on that eternal creator God. I'm going to look at that attribute, and I'm going to focus on what else might he have said about that specific attribute or that specific God. Here's a couple things he said.
Do you accept that the God of the Bible is the eternal creator and sustainer of it? Yeah. So when we say to you, well, God is the eternal creator, you say, well, you haven't proven that. So, well, God reveals it. Well, I don't accept that. So, atheist, then you believe in some God.
No, I'm neutral to the other gods.
You can't be neutral. That's incoherent.
Explain.
Okay? So you can't be neutral toward the idea that there is an eternal creator any more than you can be neutral about being dead or alive. Well, first of all, if you're unwilling to acknowledge that there's an ultimate absolute creator God who institutes all temporal facts, okay, are you willing to assert that, to acknowledge that there's an ultimate eternal creator God?
No, I never said those words. I'm
Okay, good. Then by default, then you deny it.
No, I.
Okay, so let's take a look at what he said there. He said a few things. Okay, so he said that eternal creator God is the God of the Bible. We cannot deny the eternal creator God. We cannot be neutral about the eternal creator God. And the eternal creator God revealed himself. Okay, now remember, keep in mind that Darth is a monotheist. Okay, he doesn't claim to be a polytheist. And so a monotheist is someone who believes in only one God. So there are not two of these gods. Now, with that, we're going to take one more look at this eternal creator. What else might he have said about this eternal creator God? Let's take a look.
Potentiality. So let me ask you, before God created the universe, has he actualized the property or whatever of being a creator before that?
Logically, prior to creation, no.
Can God have properties? Can God acquire properties or attributes that he did not have from eternity?
With his nature? No, because he's unchanging. No,
Okay,
I don't think that's possible.
Good. Now you're speaking out of ignorance. So are you a Muslim?
Yeah, but wait.
Okay, so here's the problem. Is your God creator?
Yeah, he is.
Is your God the creator?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, did he possess that attribute from eternity?
Yeah.
No.
He did.
Yeah, listen, you're completely ignorant, okay? There was logically prior to creation, God was not creator. He only acquired that attribute when he created.
No. He's when we say
you're not understanding.
When we say he has an attribute, you made a statement about my belief.
Listen. I don't listen. If you're going to bicker with me, it'll be the end of the conversation. You don't know what you're talking about. Now
I do.
Okay, in order to be creator, no, you don't. See, this is a perfect example of sophistry. Now, in a theistic worldview, okay, God only possesses the attribute of creator after he has instantiated creation. Logically, prior to bringing in creation, he's not the creator. He's just God.
All right. So there you heard a couple things which seem a little out of place based on what he said before. Because what he said there is that there is not an eternal creator God. So basically what this means, and remember, keep in mind that Gary says he only speaks from the Christian worldview, or he only argues from the Christian worldview. So we are to accept his worldview, and we are to accept that according to him, when he is speaking from only the Christian worldview, there is an eternal creator God, because he said that several times. And also we are to accept that according to him, because he only speaks from the Christian worldview, that there is not an eternal creator God. So what we are going to accept then, according to what he's saying, is that there are two gods. One is an eternal creator God, the other is not. Other than that, all of their properties are the same. So we have two ultimates. We have two supreme beings. And remember in the beginning of the video where I quoted, or where I showed the clip of Bahnsen and also Darth Dawkins, both of them said, or they made a similar statement, that there cannot be two ultimates. And by the way, Darth was asked what he thought was the most fundamental core belief in his worldview. And this is how he answered that question.
So what would you say is a core belief in Christianity?
Well, that there's an eternal creator who's
created this world, and he's imposed that the world rationally, undeniably, he's made to be known to us, and that we are accountable to him. And he has a plan of creation and redemption.
And you would say this is the core belief?
I'm telling you what Christianity teaches.
Yeah, no, but I asked, like, I understand there's a lot of traditions and other beliefs. What I'm asking you is, what is the core? What is the soul? If you had to point, what is the most important / core / the very founding the foundation, the founding idea of Christianity, what would it be?
I was just explaining it to you.
Okay.
So that pretty much is a wrap. And so I'm going to conclude the video by saying again, unless otherwise motivated, this will probably be my last video. I've been at it for a little over 5 years. Right now, this will be my 1400 plus video. Most of my videos are actually either private or unlisted. I've got 500 plus that are public. But what I plan to do now is I want to work on my website, okay? And I want to organize my YouTube channel, get it a little better organized. I am willing to either chat or speak with other people about this. Anything that I've did in the past 5 years, I'm open to a discussion. If anyone is interested in speaking with me or contacting me, my email will be in the description area of this video. Of course, you can also leave a comment in the comment section. Okay? But right now I am, I guess, officially retired. I've reached a point in my life where actually I'm very happy. I'm very happy in my personal life. And I realize that as the years go by, the older that I get, the more I do appreciate life. And I try to live every day to the fullest. Every day to me is like a gift, priceless. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close. Please feel free to contact me. Please also hit that like button and also subscribe. Thank you.